Hello there. Happy Sunday evening, this January the 5th, 2025. 2025, as we all need to get used to saying that versus 2024. I'm sure a lot of us are going to be catching ourselves over the next couple of days here as we get ready to move fully into this new year. We're already in the new year. So happy new year to you. Hope that you all had a wonderful holiday season and a happy new year to you wherever you are in the world. If you're listening to this live, if you happen to be catching this on replay, which I suspect most people watching this will be doing, hope you are having a great time doing whatever you are doing. Happy New Year and God bless you. Tonight, I wanted to come on here for a little bit and share my favorite Criterion Collection releases of 2024. This is the fifth time that I've done this. I started this channel in 2020, and each year at the end of 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, I did a video a couple of days after Christmas showing the top 10 Criterion Collection releases, my personal favorites of the year. Didn't have a chance to put this edition out for 2024 after Christmas. Had some other things going on with the passing of my mother about a week before Christmas. So has some other, matters to tend to there. But I do want to come on here now that we're in the new year and share my favorites of the year from Criterion. And I also want to hear from you what some of your favorites are from this wonderful label that we all love, the Criterion Collection. So on the other side of this, I want to talk about my favorites of the year. I want to hear your favorites and also hear about just some Criterion Collection releases you are currently enjoying as we're starting this wonderful new year. Let's get into it. Time waits for nobody. 2024 was a great year. It went by just like that. I mean, month after month. And I suspect that this year, 2025, it feels early, feels like a brand new year. The ball just dropped, in Times Square. The peach just dropped here in the Atlanta area. But we're going to be welcoming February in before we know it, and then March. And all of a sudden, we're going to be wearing sunglasses and, shorts in the summertime. And I mean, the year is going to just fly by and we want to enjoy every single minute of it. And there's a lot of excitement in the world of physical media. So I wanted to come on here and just give a wrap up of my favorites of 2024. 2025 looks like it's going to be another exciting year from the label. And before I share my favorites, I want to share some of the comments that some of you have out there. Just want to see who's out there. We have a few people out there on this wonderful Sunday evening as we get ready for the first full work week of the year. So this is going to be the first full work week, people coming back from the holidays and, getting back into the swing of things, full force this coming week. So exciting times. An internet user says, hello there. Hello there. Hope you are doing well. Archie Cinema, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Archie says, God bless you and your family, James. We appreciate you putting out the great content. Archie, thank you so much. I do appreciate it and appreciate you watching and, always, appreciative of just hearing feedback on the content. Thank you so much. Matt says, sorry to hear about your mother, James. My condolences. Thank you very much. Yes, we had a wonderful service, memorial for her on a couple of days after Christmas on Friday, December the 27th. Just a blessed time. And, so we had a good time remembering her. I'm thankful and, knowing where she is, a very strong woman of faith. So very thankful for that. Just going through that process of, mourning and remembering her and just cherishing the memories through the years. So thank you very much for that. But yeah, so I'm sure some more people will be making some comments. I am going to start off with some honorable mentions. So of course, I have my top 10 of the year. I want you all to drop in the comments if you have like two, three releases from Criterion that stand out above the rest. Some of your favorites. What's like your favorite box set of the year? What's your favorite, single movie release of the year? What release stood out for you in terms of packaging, special features, just anything you want to talk about? Drop a comment in the comments section. Or if you have something you're not happy about or something you wish you had seen last year that you want to see this year, we're talking all things Criterion in this live stream tonight. That will go under an hour. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. So I'm going to show my honorable mentions. Oh, I'm going to share my honorable mentions before I get into my top 10. Starting with, and I got 5 that I'm going to share, and I'm going to go kind of casual with this. The first one that I want to talk about and share with you all is this wonderful release right here. All the Beauty and the Bloodshed is one of my honorable mentions. Is spine number 1210 in the Criterion Collection, is from 2022, and this is really a documentary that that sort of intertwines a personal and political in a way that only director Laura Poitras can. This edition is just thought-provoking and visually stunning. It's just a beautiful, it's a beautiful documentary that does a great job of telling a little piece of the story of the opioid crisis in America. It talks about a particular company that's involved with it and a particular family that's involved with it that I knew nothing about. This was very thought-provoking, very interesting, fascinating documentary that I found very, very interesting. This covers a portion of the life of Nan Golden. This is what Laura Poitras was portraying in this documentary. And it is just a very eye-opening, fascinating documentary. It's from 2022. It runs at 122 minutes, so just over 2 hours. And I just found this extremely fascinating. So this is one of those releases from Criterion that's like that documentary style that is just thought-provoking and interesting from that standpoint. And my dad really loved watching documentaries, and so I sort of get that from him. I just love watching thought-provoking things like that. That's sort of a kind of a form of entertainment for me, as well as educational. So that's a little bit of the nerdy side of me coming out there, which the nerdy side of me is always out. But anyway, another honorable mention, this one here, La Samurai. This is an upgrade of spine number 306 in the collection. This is from director Jean-Pierre Melville from 1967, stars Alain Delon, who passed away in 2024, I believe. And this is just a wonderful, stylish neo-noir film that just gets a beautiful, gorgeous 4K upgrade, folks. This is one of those upgrades where they actually changed the cover. So we got a new cover with this release. And, many of you may know about the older cover. So you got a new cover, got some new art on the insert here. And of course, a beautiful, beautiful 4K transfer, new 4K restoration on this over the old Blu-ray edition. And it is a very, very nice upgrade. I had the old edition. I believe I gave it away in one of my giveaways. And I do have a giveaway of several titles coming up here shortly in the next month or so. Some titles I've upgraded to 4K in Criterion. This is a really good one that I highly recommend, La Samurai. Another honorable mention, so that's my second one. This third one is the upgrade of Paris, Texas. So I absolutely just love this upgraded picture on this title. This is a new 4K digital restoration. It looks beautiful on the 4K format. This is, of course, the Wim Wenders, film, classic film starring the wonderful Harry Dean Stanton. Is Wim Wenders' masterpiece of longing and redemption, and it just has a beautiful, beautiful new 4K. And of course, the extras are all the same, so nothing new in that regard, but we're getting this on 4K, which is awesome. Also, another honorable mention is the 4K upgrade of 8.5. This is the masterpiece from Federico Fellini, starring Marcello Mastroianni. This is a fantastic film from 1963, 138 minutes. And this got a beautiful, beautiful 4K upgrade. It just really takes that picture quality up to the next level. So I now own this movie in 3 versions in the Criterion Collection. I own a single edition Blu-ray from several years ago. I have the Essential Fellini set, which has the new 4K restoration on Blu-ray of 8.5. And now I have that 4K restoration from the Blu-ray on this new 4K edition here. So this is a nice little uptick in quality over both of those previous editions, and it now looks better than it ever has on home video. This is a fantastic film about a director making a film. I love movies about, artists making movies. I love films that show the process of making films. So this is a good example of that. And just showing an artist in crisis trying to work through some issues on the personal side in several areas as he's going through the creative process. So let me step out of here and let me see if there's any more comments here. Not many. Let's see. Internet user says, truth be told, I prefer the new La Samurai cover art over the old one. Yeah, I think I do too. I think I do too. And Archie Cinema says, is 8.5 4K worth the upgrade? I have it in the Essential Fellini Blu-ray collections. Yeah, that's a great question. And to be honest, it's always a subjective thing. I would say, you're asking, is it worth the upgrade? I would say for me, it was worth the upgrade. I'm very happy to have this upgraded edition. Now, if you were to ask me, is it an essential upgrade? I would say no. The 4K upgrade on the Blu-ray looks great. This is a step up over it, but it's not an overwhelming upgrade. It's just the best edition. It's just the best picture quality available for the picture. It just takes that 4K restoration and puts it on a 4K disc. So you're getting native 4K. And it's a nice little step up, incremental step up over the Blu-ray with the 4K restoration. So if you already have that, in the Essential Fellini set. So you have that 4K restoration on Blu-ray. So you already have a very, very nice addition. So for 8.5. So it's not essential, but if you absolutely love the film and it's one of your favorites and you have to have it on the highest picture quality, then I would say go ahead and get it. Otherwise, you're perfectly fine with the Blu-ray you have. Dan says, greetings, Mr. Movies. Greetings to you, Dan. You are Mr. Movies. KB, my brother, how you doing out there? Happy New Year to you. Evening, Brother James, tuning in to see your ranking. Always a trusted source. Oh, you're too kind. You are too kind, KB. You're too kind. Dan, I have so far this year watched Nosferatu. I've been hearing really good things about Nosferatu. I need to check that out. Risky Business. Really enjoyed that edition. We'll be talking about that shortly. A Tale of Springtime and Magnolia. Cool. So yes, great to hear from you all. So I am happy about that. So it's time to, talk about some more of, these releases here, starting is this one right here. The Seventh Victim, I Walked with a Zombie. This is just a wonderful, wonderful edition. So kicking off my top 10 list is this stunning double feature from producer Val Luton of this wonderful double feature, I Walk with a Zombie and The Seventh Victim. And these films really come down to atmospheric horror. It doesn't show you a lot of things in gory detail. It doesn't really do that. It's really the unseen that is powerful in the atmosphere that's created here. It's the things that you don't see that you sort of think about and imagine that is the power of these wonderful 1940s horrors. And you have Jacques Tourneur here, as well as Mark Robeson, who directed both of these films. And this is a great edition of 1940s horror flicks. From Val Luton, and I learned a lot about the history of RKO in terms of, Citizen Kane, the whole connection to Citizen Kane in 1941, being a a fantastic masterpiece, but not being a commercial success. So as a result, Orson Welles fell out of favor with that studio, and RKO wanted Val Luton to come in and produce some low budget horror films. And he started doing that in the 1940s. And these are two of those films. Criterion also has Cat People in the collection. So that's another excellent addition. But these two films look so nice on 4K, and they're two wonderful atmospheric horror films produced by Val Luton. So I really enjoyed this one here at number 10. Let me know in the comments section if you have also experienced this film from Mr. Val Luton. And it is none other than Anatomy of a Fall. This is the film from Justine Triet, starring Sandra Euler. It is just a wonderful, like, courtroom drama mystery. You wonder, did she do it? What happened? Basically, a woman is on trial for the murder of her husband. And it's just a fantastic, fantastic film. I really enjoyed the role played by the attorney, the lawyer, and the relationship between the lawyer and Sandra Euler's character. The little boy, I think he did a really good job. This is just fantastic filmmaking. This comes in at 151 minutes, so it's about 2.5 hours. It's a recent film from 2023, and it's in French and English, but mostly the French language. And just really, really good film. This film got a lot of praise during a recent Academy Awards. And so that really piqued my interest when I saw it announced from Criterion. And when I got it and I watched it and was blown away by it. This is a fantastic film and a great addition from Criterion that I really, really enjoyed. So I am going to show here another I forgot to show you my last honorable mention, The Long Good Friday, starring Bob Hoskins. This is my last honorable mention. Yeah, I had 5. I showed you 4, and this is my last one, The Long Good Friday. This is a really good film. This is a British crime drama starring Bob Hoskins, Helen Mirren from 1980. You also have a young Pierce Brosnan in this film. This is in 4K Ultra HD. It looks terrific. And this is a really, really good film from director John Mackenzie. So really enjoyed this one here. This is The Long Good Friday, another excellent addition and an honorable mention. So it didn't crack the top 10, but it is an honorable mention. So now we will get to is a title that I have been wanting to come into the Criterion Collection for a long time, wanting to come to 4K for a long time, especially 4K and be a Criterion. So when this was announced for December, was very excited. And this title did not really disappoint. This is No Country for Old Men. Looks beautiful on 4K. Was very happy with this release and just so happy that this now exists and that I'm actually holding No Country for Old Men on 4K Ultra HD. This is 4K, right? It's 4K. It's Dolby Vision. It's in my hands. I actually have No Country for Old Men on 4K. It's like I just got to stop and just appreciate that for a minute, So it's like, this is my wish has been granted. Thank you, Criterion. No Country for Old Men. This is just a fantastic neo-Western. If you have not seen this film, this stars Josh Brolin, Tommy Lee Jones, and sorry, I'm sorry, I almost said his character's name. Uh, uh, oh, good Lord, what's his name? I, uh, I'm drawing a complete blank. He won an Academy Award. Javier Bardem. He played Anton Chigurh in this film. One of the scariest villains and captivating villains you will ever see. Basically, Josh Brolin is a guy in Texas. He's just an everyman, regular guy, married, lives in a trailer. He comes across some money based upon a crime, based upon a scene that of a deal gone bad. A lot of people that didn't make it out of the skirmish, but he found a bag of money. And you have this man who's a hitman who has been hired by whatever organization to find the money, and he's now on Josh Brolin's character's trail. Tommy Lee Jones plays the sheriff of the county, so he's on to the case and trying to track down Josh Brolin's character to keep him safe and track down this menacing figure. This is an absolutely extraordinary film that I thoroughly enjoyed. This won Best Picture. This did win Best Picture, right? Yeah, it won Best Picture, I think. And I think this won Best Picture, but this won Best Supporting Actor Oscar for Javier Bardem. I can't believe I forgot his name, but yeah, Javier Bardem earned that Oscar for No Country for Old Men 100%. Let me capture some more comments from you all and just see what y'all are thinking. What are y'all thinking? How are y'all feeling here? Let's see. Dan, I was talking into, and she starts talking about how she loves old monster movies and 20s silent films. Insert Leo biting fist gift from Wolf of Wall Street. Okay. Okay. Archie says, I saw Nosferatu yesterday. Great visuals and acting, but the movie dragged on a bit too long. Okay. A few unnecessary side stories. The 1922 original flowed better, about 30 minutes too long. Yeah. I feel you. I feel you there. I have not seen it. I definitely want to see it to sort of experience it as well. But so you're saying you think it went a little long. Okay. Have you seen Anora yet? I have not. Sean Baker. That's a name to keep in mind, folks, for future Criterion announcements, because we know, based upon what he has said, that we know to expect some Sean Baker films from his earlier work to be released by Criterion this year. So we should expect to see some of that coming in the coming months. But I have not seen Anora. I've heard good things about it. I've heard it's got some pretty interesting content, but I've heard it's good. Tourneur also directed a film from the 1950s called Night of the Demon. I recommend checking it out. Okay. I have not heard of that one. Thank you for recommending that, internet user. Let's see. Archie said, I love Anatomy of a Fall. Very intense movie. Reminds me a bit of Saint Omer, but I like Anatomy better. Yeah. Same here. Saint Omer could have been an honorable mention. It's very close. It doesn't quite rise to the level of Anatomy of a Fall, but it's sort of neck and neck. I actually think, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I highly, highly recommend Anatomy of a Fall. And I also recommend Saint Omer. I did a review of that on this channel as well. Oh, and by the way, all the titles in my top 10 are titles I've reviewed this year on this channel, or last year on this channel, with the exception of I have not yet reviewed No Country for Old Men. Anatomy of a Fall, I highly recommend checking it out. But I think a really good double feature, if you like courtroom dramas and mysteries, would be do a double feature of watching Anatomy of a Fall and Saint Omer. That would be a really good treat if you like that type of, courtroom drama. They're both very well done. Very well done. Dr. Dark, I picked up The Long Good Friday 4K on Amazon 2 days ago for $24.99. Way to go. Yeah, I think Amazon currently has some deals on Criterion. Certain select titles, I'm not sure, which ones, but you can definitely catch some deals out there if you just check it out. Typically, what I'll do is I'll go on Blu-ray.com and I'll click that link for the deals, and then you can just select Studio Criterion, and you can see which titles are currently on Amazon at say 50% off or really good discounts, and take advantage of those. I still need to see No Country. Yeah, it's really good. I highly recommend it. It's an excellent film. And then I have the old races. I have the old Blu-ray of No Country for Old Men. Can't wait to upgrade to 4K in the next Criterion sale. Good, good. I think you'll enjoy it. Think you'll enjoy the upgrade. What's the most you've ever lost on a coin toss? Oh, yes, yes, yes. Anton Chigurh's character. I mean, he flips that coin and he says, or he tells you to call it, heads or tails, and it's just so intense, so beautiful. Dan says, I almost picked No Country a few times, but thought owned it because I got it mixed with There Will Be Blood. Yeah, that's another title people want to see on 4K pretty soon. And hopefully we will get that from PTA, that title from PTA. I'm too elated about No Country. Definitely getting it in the next sale. Now all I need is Sunset Boulevard in my hands. Yes, Sunset Boulevard. I have a very high expectation that we will see a 4K edition of Sunset Boulevard this year. That film is from 1950. This is 2025, so this is the 75th anniversary of that film. So I would be very surprised if we don't see a 4K release of Sunset Boulevard, whether it's from the studio. It would be great if it came out on Criterion. This is a Billy Wilder film. There are other Billy Wilder films in the collection, like Double Indemnity. I'm trying to think, are there other Billy Wilder films other than Double Indemnity? I know we have Double Indemnity in the collection on 4K, but I'm not sure about other Wilder films in the collection. But yeah, we do have Double Indemnity. It would be awesome if Criterion got Sunset Boulevard and put it out on 4K, or just even if the studio did it. Just getting that wonderful classic film on 4K Ultra HD is something that I would expect to see this year, but we shall see. When say last I'm into, I mean talking to the girl I like. Okay, very good. Very good. Well, good luck in that regard. I need a Criterion 4K box set of all of Baker's films. Yes. Yes. So far, I've seen Takeout of his, which I really enjoyed. That's a really good film. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of his this year. Tourneur's father, Maurice, was a legendary silent filmmaker. Maurice Tourneur? Okay. Did not know that. Dan says, will you cover Happiness? I thought it was an interesting film, and a lot of my coworkers want to watch it now. I work for the Pro. Honestly, Dan, I don't really have plans on picking up Happiness. I just sort of, it's one of those films that I don't really think it would agree with me just based on some of the content. And I did look up on YouTube, like one of the ending scenes, and I thought to myself, okay. So I may not be picking that one up anytime soon. Probation Service. Oh, okay. I'm focusing on efforts on 100% PTA's filmography this month. Okay. Have you seen Licorice Pizza? I really enjoyed that one. See, Jason Gutierrez, The Long Good Friday, amazing film. Bob Hoskins' performance is amazing in the film. I agree. It's a powerhouse performance. I mean, he was really, really good in it. And I thought Helen Mirren was a good counterbalance to his kinetic energy, just sort of keeping him. She did the best. Her character did a good job of trying to keep his character grounded and keep him from going too far off the deep end. But I mean, they both played off of each other very well in that movie. We also need a 4K of Ace in the Hole. Yeah, that one with Kirk Douglas. Really good film. I have not seen that one in a long time, so I need to revisit that film, but that's a good one. Dan says, I'm probably going to pick up Wilder's The Apartment in 4K from Germany, as I'm going there on holiday in a week. Yeah, that's a great film. That is such a good movie. I have the Kino 4K, and it's just a wonderful film. Fred McMurray, um, Jack Lemmon, and Shirley MacLaine. Yeah, I'm struggling with names tonight, but yeah, that's a really good one. All right, let me go back here and let's cover some more of my favorites of the year. And of course, I wish I had my sunglasses because I had a chance to revisit Risky Business this year. And I had not seen it in I don't know how many years, but I mean, this is just an absolutely fantastic film. It's a coming of age story that really launched, Tom Cruise into, superstardom, basically. I mean, this was his launching pad into superstardom. This 4K looks fantastic. I mean, just a beautiful, beautiful picture, a nice little upgrade over the old Blu-ray. And you got some nice special features on here, but I mean, this was a film that I thoroughly enjoyed revisiting. It had been so long since I seen it, I forgot how good this movie is. This is a really, really fun and good movie. And I'm just so happy it's in the Criterion Collection. Tom Cruise is great. Rebecca De Mornay is great. It's just a fantastic film. And I think that the special features on here are quite good. So it was just great revisiting this film after not having seen it in decades. It's been a long time since I've seen this film, and it was just a delightful, fun time revisiting this 1980 83, right? Yeah, 1983 classic on 4K Ultra HD. It comes in at 99 minutes. Yeah, awesome. Spine number 1227 is highly recommended. Risky Business. What can I say? Just a fantastic, fantastic film that I highly, highly recommend. Which then brings us to sorry, I had to step away and I actually dropped this digipack, so I had to put it back together again. I apologize for that. Paper Moon, Paper Moon, this 1975, excuse me, 1973 film from Peter Bogdanovich. Just an absolutely wonderful period piece. It's a heartwarming and beautifully shot road movie. The 4K restoration of this black and white film. This is a new 4K digital restoration. It looks terrific. This is a film shot in black and white to really drive home that period piece feel. And I think it was a good artistic decision. This is the film that stars Ryan O'Neal and Tatum O'Neal. Of course, the father-daughter duo. Tatum O'Neal was 9 or 10 years old. I think she still stands today as the youngest acting performer to win an Academy Award in acting in a competitive category. So she won for Best Supporting Actress for this movie. And I did a review on this channel of this title recently. And I mean, she was phenomenal. They're basically, it's a road movie. She's a little girl recently had lost her mother, and this is a man that comes into her life who may or may not be her father, and he is taking responsibility to take her to some other relatives. And he's a con man. She basically helps support his con game, and they get into some interesting adventures along the way. And it's just an absolutely beautiful road trip of a film. This edition has this wonderful cigar box like aesthetic, which is super cool. And it has some nice special features. The special features include some information about how they did the location scouting for this film, and I thought was super cool. Has some good interviews from the actors from back then, as well as the director Peter Bogdanovich. And just a fantastic addition. I didn't know much about the sort of the whole issues that came up afterwards between in the O'Neills, but it's one of those things that when I started hearing and reading about some of that, I just said to myself, that's kind of sad. I just want to remember them as this in 1973 in this movie, and just sort of keep that as a time capsule and just sort of freeze it there and pretend that everything after that, just sort of like wipe it from my memory and just keep them in 1973 in Paper Moon. So that is my number 6. So now we are about to enter the top 5. And the top 5 starts with at number 5, we have this wonderful title here. Perfect Days on 4K Ultra HD. So halfway through the list of my top 10 is Wim Wenders' Perfect Days, which is a deeply moving exploration of solitude, routine, and connections. Basically covers a few days in the life of this man who basically cleans bathrooms and toilets, specialized bathrooms and toilets in Tokyo. And it just shares a little slice of his life. And it's just an absolutely beautiful, contemplative, thinking type film, beautifully shot. It shows you Tokyo and a slice of this man's life in Tokyo. You learn a little bit about his background, but not all the details, just enough to know that there, are some issues that he, excuse me, some issues that he's dealing with. You don't know all the details, family issues, and just other aspects of his life, working with his coworkers, and just learning about just the beauty of solitude, reflection, and just appreciating the simple things of life. And I just think this is a beautiful, beautiful film. It's one of those films that on the surface sounds incredibly boring, but when you start watching it, it's very captivating. Just following this man's routine, on a daily basis, and the different things that he gets involved with. So just a beautiful film by German director Wim Wenders. This is sort of his love story to the country of Japan. He had traveled to Japan several years ago and fell in love with the country. And this was basically his, love story to the country that he fell in love with. And Perfect Days for me is absolutely perfect at number 5 in my top 10. So I am going to pause here and I'm going to capture some more of your comments, and we're going to get down to my final 4. My Georgia Bulldogs are not in the final 4 in college football. They got bounced by Notre Dame, but it's all good. At least they won the SEC. So let's see here. What do we have here? Where are we? Ace in the Hole, 4K, yes. Germany. Dan says, I saw Licorice Pizza during its initial theatrical run in 2021 in Hammersmith in London. Oh, yeah, I enjoyed it. I liked that song by Paul McCartney, Let Me Roll It, I think is what it was. It's so good, so good. And it was perfect. It played at the perfect time in the film. It's just one of those things where the scene and the music just comes together perfectly. So good. Only PTA film I couldn't get into was Inherent Vice. I haven't seen that one. Have not seen that one. And I guess maybe that's a reason I haven't heard much about that one. Let's see. Happiness was disturbing to say the least. I rented it from the library, but I won't watching it again. I don't know who writes this kind of material. Yeah, exactly. When I read about like what's in it, and I saw that, I looked at the final scene on YouTube and watched that. That was enough for me. That was one of those things where I'm like, no, I'm good. See, Chris Alder says, greetings, James, and fellow film enthusiasts from Edmonton, Canada. Greetings to you as well, Chris. Hope you're doing well. Ray says, watch Paper Moon the other night, 10 out of 10 release. Yes, I agree. It's one of the best releases of the year. It's why it's on my top 10. So good. It was my first time watching it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Ethan, I like the photo card inside of the Tatum on the Paper Moon. Yeah, really, it was really good. The one that said from Addie. Yeah, so good. So good. I saw Paper Moon a couple of years ago in the theater and was blown away. I had the Last Picture Show with the Columbia Classics Volume 2. Yeah, I do too, but haven't watched it yet. Yeah, I have the Last Picture Show on Criterion in that America Lost and Found, the BBS story set. I had that on Blu-ray, but I also have, like you, the 4K and the Columbia Classics Volume 2 set. So because of that, I won't be picking up the Criterion 4K of the Last Picture Show. But if you don't happen to have that edition otherwise, one of the benefits of the Criterion release on 4K is that it includes Texasville, so which is a sequel to the Last Picture Show. Jason says, I have Risky Business and Paper Moon on 4K on my shelf. Need to watch movies soon. Yeah, I think you'll enjoy both of those. I mean, Risky Business was such a hoot to revisit. I mean, it's so good. It was one of those things where you forget how good something is and you revisit it and you're like, man, this is a really good movie. I mean, some people might initially react and think, why is Risky Business getting on Criterion? You know what? I rewatched it and I was like, this is a really good movie. It had a ton of fun watching that again. Chris says, my most recent Criterion Collection viewing experience was a 1983 masterpiece, A Nos Amours, directed by Maurice Pialat. Okay, cool. I have not seen those. Archie, very sad about the struggles of Tatum O'Neal. I'm exactly. It's one of those things where I read a little bit about the situation there, and it's just one of those things that's sad. Just hope the best for people. I've only recently found out that Koji Yakusho was also in Tampopo as a man in the white suit. I don't know why it took me this long to realize that. Yeah, Tampopo is another excellent release that I highly recommend from Yuzo Itami. Go Buckeyes. I think y'all are going to win the national championship. So I think y'all have a great team. And, as long as as long as the Buckeyes don't get in their own way, as long as they play to their ability, I don't see anyone that's going to stop them. I think that they are well positioned to win the national championship. Now all they got to do is figure out how to beat Michigan. Let's see here. AF, is there any upcoming film you're excited to watch in 2025? To be honest, I can't think of, the only film I can think of for 2025 that I'm excited to see is a film I'm not even sure if it's even coming out. And that is in 2025. And that's Beyond the Spider-Verse. Is that coming out in 25 or is it coming out next year? I don't know the answer to that. Other than that, I can't think of a title that I'm excited about this year. I know Superman's coming out, but I, like many people, are sort of in that mode of superhero fatigue. So I'm sort of like, okay. I heard the Batman 2 has been delayed and it didn't matter to me one way or the other, so I'm sort of in that superhero fatigue mode. So there's really not, I can't think of any films coming out this year that has piqued my interest so far. So, but I need to take a look at sort of some more of what's coming out and see if anything jumps out at me. But yeah, if Beyond the Spider-Verse comes out this year, I'm definitely wanting to see that. We should be getting a new PTA film this year. It stars Leonardo DiCaprio, I believe. Cool. Well, I will look forward to checking that out. Hello, Gerald. Just got here. Happy New Year's, James and chat. Happy New Year to you as well. Happy New Year's to everyone that's out there. Gerald says, watching new pickup from Criterion tonight. Evil Does Not Exist. Japanese director who directed Drive My Car. Have to see that still. Okay. Yeah, Drive My Car is excellent. That was one of my favorite releases, I believe, of 2023, I want to say. But yeah, so good. KB says, I know you have met Mr. Tony since you're both local. Any plans for other meetups? I We haven't made plans, but we definitely need to. I definitely need to connect with Mr. Tony here, my neighbor, sometime this year, perhaps, if we're able to coordinate. The trailers for Waltzing with Brando look fascinating. Waltzing with Brando? I have not heard about that. I'll have to check that out. I'm not familiar with that. Farewell, My Concubine is one of the best released last year. What an irony that Shinkaje keeps disappointing the audience now. Oh, okay. How so? I'm not familiar with what you're referring to there, Amos. What's going on there? Let's see here. Also, Guillermo del Toro has a Frankenstein coming out. Now that Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein movie, that is something I would be very interested in checking out. I like Guillermo del Toro, and that would be something that would pique my interest. I would be very interested in checking that out. James, if you haven't seen The Batman, check it out. It's a different take. It's more of a dark detective movie. Great direction DC went in, and I honestly had zero expectations going in. Yeah, my son has seen it, I think, a couple of times. I've watched the first 30 minutes of it several months ago. I had the 4K. I need to revisit it. I need to actually watch the whole thing because my son really enjoyed it, and I need to watch the rest of it. So I agree. Yesterday, I saw All About Eve and Shaft on 4K, both amazing films. Yes, Shaft on 4K, so good. That was one of my favorites in 22. All About Eve is an all-time classic. Great film. Gerald, Perfect Days is my release of the year. McCabe and Mrs. Miller also. Not sure if that's a 2023 release. That's a good question. I have to double check that. So many of you YouTubers are in Georgia for some reason. Yeah, I guess a lot of us are. Hello, James. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you, Adrian. Happy New Year from across the pond there. Hope you're doing well. I see is that your picture there? Awesome. Let's see. Billy Zane plays Brando. He looks a lot like him in the trailers. Oh, yes, I did hear something about that. I heard something about that. Yeah. May have to check that out. All right. Well, I have 4 more to go. Let me go ahead and share my top 4 of the year. Let's just go ahead and get into it. What films made the final 4? Well, let's start with Soy Cuba. Soy Cuba. Oh boy. This is a visually stunning film, beautiful film. It's a fantastic masterpiece of the film. It basically is 4 vignettes of life in Cuba. This is a film that tells you that basically shares a piece of history in terms of the relationship of Cuba, the Soviet Union during this time in the 1960s. This is like 141 minutes. This covers a period of history around the time of the Cuban Revolution. And it's just an absolutely visually stunning film that has 4 beautiful vignette stories that it tells. And it is a Soviet Cuban co-production that's a masterpiece of cinematography and revolutionary spirit. And this 4K picture looks absolutely amazing. It is. It's just this restoration highlights the film's long takes and the surreal imagery of this film. It's just beautiful imagery. It's beautiful to look at. The stories with the characters are very captivating, and it just gives you a glance into life in a country, in an area of the world that I was not familiar with at all, knew really almost nothing about the history. And this is a film that sort of opens your eyes into that. in terms of the relationship between the Soviet film industry and the Cuban film industry at this time, something I never even thought about. And releases like this from the Criterion Collection just kind of opens your eyes to that. So it's one of those releases that is very educational and interesting and tells some really interesting stories and looks stunningly beautiful in the process of doing it. And I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed it. It's in black and white. It's 141 minutes from 1964. It's on 4K Ultra HD, and it looks stunningly gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful film. I Am Cuba, or Soy Cuba in Spanish. Let me know if you have seen Soy Cuba in the comments section. So we've covered number 4, and of course, after number 4, we inevitably get to. And at number 3, we have this wonderful film here from what year? 1968 on 4K Ultra HD, Funny Girl. This is a film that stars the incomparable Barbra Streisand. This is Criterion's 4K release that just celebrates this wonderful musical with beautiful visuals and just beautiful sound. Her performance is legendary in this film. I believe she won, yes, she won the Academy Award for Best Actress in this film. Very interesting because she actually tied with who did she tie with? She actually tied with someone else for this film. Oh my gosh, she tied with. I may have to come back to it, but she won the Academy Award for Best Actress in a tie in this amazing, amazing film with a famous actress. Gosh, y'all, I'm gonna have to look this up. I'm gonna have to look this up in real time because this is driving me nuts. I'm gonna go to Google and we're gonna look this up. Who did Barbra Streisand tie with Oscar? Katharine Hepburn. Gosh. Oh, y'all, I am struggling this evening drawing mental blanks. Yeah, Barbra Streisand and Katharine Hepburn both tied for the Best Actress category in the Oscars for this year of 1968. Barbra Streisand won for Funny Girl, and Katharine Hepburn won as well in a tie. And Barbra Streisand's performance in this film, playing opposite Omar Sharif, is just legendary. She is just stunning in this film as a singer, as an actress. She displayed such great depth, showing her character in different moods and emotions, and just a lot of depth to her character. Going through the struggles of making it in the entertainment industry, going through the ups and downs of her relationship with Omar Sharif's character that she married in this film. And this film is actually based upon the real life of the mother-in-law of the producer of this film, who was a performer back in the 1920s, I think. So that's what the Funny Girl story is based on. And Barbra Streisand is absolutely fantastic. This is a film from William Wyler, who also did The Heiress. That's in the Criterion Collection and has done some amazing films, including Ben-Hur. So he was a director that had incredible range, that could do really any genre of film and was masterful at it. And he is responsible for directing a lot of actors to Oscar-winning performances, including Barbra Streisand in Funny Girl. So this is a film that made my number 3 in Criterion Collection's 2024 releases. So after number 3, of course, what comes after number 3, or what comes before number 3? Could it be? Of course, at 2 is this wonderful release, going from a stunning performance from Barbra Streisand to a stunning performance by Louise Brooks in this wonderful digibook edition of this film, Pandora's Box. Folks, this is my number 2 release of the year. This could easily be my number 1. Pandora's Box. This is a silent film that is just an absolute delight. Beautiful, beautiful film. It's 141 minutes, 1929, and it is a film from G.W. Pabst, from German cinema, and Louise Brooks turns in a fantastic performance. So this is a silent era masterpiece. This edition just breathes beautiful life into this film. This is not a 4K. This is a Blu-ray that's a new 2K digital restoration. And I do not have the previous DVD, but I can imagine that this is probably a step up over that DVD. Brooks's performance in this film is magnetic as Lulu. She is unforgettable, and the presentation really just does a beautiful job of presenting this black and white film, and just the timeless influence of this film on cinema and culture. Just a beautiful film and just a beautiful digipack edition. Lulu is a performer. She is a woman that is a woman who brings men into trouble with her seduction, and she gets caught up into some pretty unfortunate situations along the way. And it's just a stunning film to watch. One of the things that makes this movie so enjoyable is that you do have your choice of 4 scores to watch this silent film. I prefer the orchestral score. The other 3 scores are interesting and perfectly fine to watch it, but I prefer the orchestral score, which is the first option. And it's just a beautiful film to watch. This edition includes a nice thick book, which is fantastic. So you see this nice thick book, some nice art there. A lot of interesting information and essays in this book. But this is just a wonderful digipack release. Some great supplements in this release. The supplements, I believe, are all the same that were on the previous DVD edition. But of course, I've never had the DVD edition, so they were all new to me. But this release is just a fantastic package. If you can appreciate silent films and films of this vintage from 1929, then you will be in for a treat with this film starring Louise Brooks, Pandora Box from G.W. Pabst. So highly, highly recommended. So that brings me to, of course, my number 1, and I'm going to go ahead and reveal that and then jump into some comments. Want to hear what some of your favorites are, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. We're coming up on right about an hour here, so let's cover. At number 1, this wonderful film, Lahan, from 1995. This is a film from Matthew Kasovitz, and it is a film that is shot in black and white, and it is a gritty film that takes a look at race relations and cultural volatility in modern day France. So it takes place in the outskirts of Paris, and it is a stunning film that follows, a little bit of time in the life of these 3 young men who come across a gun and the trouble that erupts in their lives. And it is a fantastic tale following these young men over the course of about a day or overnight or what have you. And it's just fantastic. The special features are really good. You have Jodie Foster talking about her involvement in this film and why she loves and appreciates this film. And it's just stunning. This 4K picture looks absolutely amazing. This is spine 381. So this is an upgrade of an existing Blu-ray in this collection. I've seen this title in Barnes & Noble for years. I mean, year after year in the sale. And I would look at it and I would keep passing on it. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I never picked it up because I picked it up for the first time on this 4K edition, and it absolutely blew me away. This is my number one favorite Criterion Collection release of 2024. It's a French classic, and it remains relevant today as it was in 1995. It's just a powerful social commentary on inequality and urban unrest. And you see that through the eyes of these three young men. So it's definitely prescient, and it speaks to things going on today. So it is very relevant, and it's just an absolutely stunning film by Matthew Kasovitz. Spine 381 in the collection, available on 4K Ultra HD in this beautiful edition. So it's 4K, and it is in Dolby Vision. Yeah, I was just double checking that. And folks, when I say that this black and white picture looks amazing, this looks fantastic on the 4K format of this 1995 film. This is a fantastic film that I highly recommend. So this is my number one, Lahan. My number two was Pandora's Box. My number three was Funny Girl. So working my way back up. My number four was I Am Cuba, or Soy Cuba. My number five was Perfect Days on 4K Ultra HD. My number six was Paper Moon. It's Only a Paper Moon. My number seven, Risky Business. My number eight, finally, we have No Country for Old Men on 4K Ultra HD. My number nine was Anatomy of a Fall. And my number 10 was I Walk with a Zombie, The Seventh Victim on 4K Ultra HD. I also had these wonderful honorable mentions here that I highly recommend, that are fantastic additions. And then, of course, when you're doing a top 10 list and you have a few honorable mentions, obviously there are numerous titles that I've enjoyed this year beyond this list that I could probably easily be persuaded into including in this list that I enjoyed in 2024. And I'm sure there's wonderful titles that many of you have enjoyed this year as well. So let me capture some more comments out here and see what y'all are thinking. And then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. I do appreciate you all joining me tonight. Let's see. John says, yes, it is so good in the music. You mean Funny Girl? 100%. So good. The music is fantastic. Katharine Hepburn. Yes. Oh, I was like, what's her name? Katharine Hepburn. Yes. Alan Barron says Soy Cuba in an art house cinema years ago. Great film. Yeah. I'm glad you saw it in the cinema. It's such a good film. Archie says I still have to watch Funny Girl. Speaking of Omar Sharif, I have Dr. Zhivago gets a 4K release soon. I have not seen that one. Picked up Funny Girl. Have to watch it still. Seen it as a kid many years ago. Yeah, I saw it for the first time with this 4K release. So good. I knew you would like Pandora's Box, a masterpiece. It really is. You know, it could very easily be my number one. Just is so good. So good. And I love the package. Two wider films you need to add to your collection are Best Years of Our Lives and Dodsworth. Both have beautiful Warner Archive blues. Their blues are often as good as 4Ks. Cool. I'm looking forward to Mickey 17, Bong's new joint. Now, that's one I'm looking forward to learning more about that. I've heard of it. I need to read a little bit more about it. I love Bong Joon-ho, and that might be one that I check out in the theaters. We shall see. Drum roll. Oh, yes. I still have to watch Pandora's Box on the Criterion channel. I may purchase later. Yeah. I'm shocked that it was no country since you're talking about wanting that for so long, for as long as I've been watching your channel. Yes. Oh, you're shocked that it was further down the list? Yeah, I'm so happy that it made it finally. And so, it definitely made my top 10, and I'm very happy to have it now. And I know a lot of people are happy that it is now in the collection and on 4K. Yeah, buddy, I love Lahan. One of my favorites. Soy Kuba and Lahan have greatly influenced my taste in movies. Love it. Waiting to watch 4K with someone who hasn't seen it. Thanks for the video. Thank you. Lahan is brilliant. One of my favorite Criterion releases. I had the Blu-ray but had to upgrade to 4K. Okay. Number one of the year. Yep. A side note, NFL playoffs start next week. Go Bills. Yes, the NFL playoffs start next week, and they will not include the Atlanta Falcons. So they had the division a few weeks ago. They were in great position, but they had that losing streak, and they just lost it. So congrats to Tampa Bay. And go to Bills and go to the Bills. Pandora's Box with a tragic ending of an amazing film. It's a good film. Terrific. Based on your recommendations and reviews, I'll be picking up your top 2 on the next sale. Awesome, KB. I think you'll be very pleased by both of them. Let's see. Chris says, looking forward to sampling Lahan at some future point. Chris Alder says, Hepburn's film was The Lion in Winter. That's right. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Katharine Hepburn also won Best Actress for The Lion in Winter in a tie with Barbara Streisand in Funny Girl. She co-starred with Peter O'Toole. Thank you. Criterion announcements for April should be next week. Yes, not, yeah. So the week after, probably a week from this coming Wednesday, perhaps. Breaking Away was non-2024 film pickup this year. Late 70s film about growing up. Okay. And then Penix looks promising, though. Yeah, Michael Penix for the Falcons, 100%. Side note, James, are your chairs from Ashley's Furniture? My couch looks just like them. I am not sure. I'll have to ask the missus where she got them from. But yeah, I do appreciate y'all joining tonight. I hear my dog Shiloh there in the background. But let me know in the comments section what your top releases of the year are. Here's Shiloh right here, and my son. Okay, put him back in there. Yeah, we got to get some training from Mr. Shiloh, but yeah, let me know in the comment section what your top 10 releases are from the Criterion Collection for 2024, and what are some Criterion titles you are watching right now that you're enjoying, and what are some titles that are coming out in the first quarter of 2025 that you are looking forward to. Let me know that in the comment section below. Thank you all for joining tonight, and I hope you have a great start to your week, and we'll be looking to see you next time at the movies. Have a great night, and peace.